So for this clue, you're going to need to remember or refresh your skills on amplitude and periods of sine and cosine graphs. So the first thing you're going to want to remember is that when you're looking at a sine or a cosine graph equation, so for example, if you had something like y equals 5 sine of 2x plus pi over 4. Your amplitude in your equation is whatever your coefficient is in front of your sine or your cosine. Your period in the equation comes from taking the coefficient in front of your variable and doing 2 pi divided by that coefficient, which in this case is also 2. So 2 pi divided by 2 gives me that my period here is pi. So you're always, in order to find your period, going to use the equation 2 pi over b, and you would plug in your coefficient to b to find out how big your period is. Now, if you're looking at a graph, so if you have something like this, your amplitude is the distance from the middle of the graph to your highest point. That's your amplitude. So the easiest way to find amplitude when you're looking at a graph is to do your max value minus your min value, and then take that value and cut it in half. Your period, on the other hand, when you're looking at your graph, is just one full cycle. So in this situation, my period starts here, and I've completed the pattern once I get to here. So in order to get my period, I would just look at my x value right there, and that would tell me how big my period is. In order to solve this clue, you're going to need to look at both a graph and an equation and find out if they have the same amplitude, if they have the same period, or they're completely different, and then use that information in order to select the correct answer.